Hello, everyone. Welcome to this hate watch, live hate. No, should it be hate live watch along? Yes, that's the right wording. Hate live watch along for Mexico versus Venezuela. And you may be wondering, who am I hating on? Pretty much myself, because this game is probably going to be terrible. It's going to be a horrible game. Venezuela is probably fine with the 0-0 draw. And I think Mexico might be too. Even though I'll tell you one thing, we'll go through the group situation in a second. I'm going to put the starting 11s also on screen. I think if Mexico doesn't win today, I think they're out. No, seriously, because they're gonna go to the Ecuador game being able to play for a draw. And I know there was some controversy today on Ecuador's 3-1 win over Jamaica, but Ecuador looked far more competent, far better than Mexico, and I don't see a scenario where Ecuador doesn't beat Mexico on Sunday. With that said, what does this mean? It means that if Mexico doesn't win today, I honestly think they'll get grouped, unless you believe Jamaica can hold off Venezuela, which they should be able to, but you know how Voltor works. They kind of just self-implode and then it becomes overly complicated. But you know what? Before we even go through the lineup, why don't we pull up Underdog Fantasy? Because they are the sponsors of this video, and you all in the chat can help me uh, make my picks to see if I can make some money in this game. And if you want to play Underdog Fantasy, the link is in the description of this video. Julio Gomez is the goalkeeper for Mexico. Do you all think he's going to concede a goal? I don't know, man. Venezuela will probably my prediction is 1-1 for this game, but I can very well see this going towards a 0-0 draw. Let's see. Let's do it this way. The goalkeeper for Venezuela, which is Mr. Rafael Romo, let's put Rafael Romo making 4 saves or more. I think that's reasonable, right? We can assume Mexico's going to attack. I'm assuming. We'll put it that way. 4 saves. Quinones, goal or assist. I don't know, man. That's kind of risky because that'll force me to root for. Well, I'll do this. Savarino, that plays for Botafogo, he's a good winger. Shots on target, higher. Okay, he'll hit 1 shot on target. I think picking a winger to hit a shot on target, that's not too crazy of a pick. So you're saying goal over saves. Do you guys agree? Because I can switch this pick right here. So I see in the chat, Sam is saying goal over saves, but goals allowed. He would have to concede 2 goals. Do you guys really think Mexico will score 2 goals? Let's do this. I'm gonna put lower. I'll put that he'll concede just 1 goal. He won't concede 2. I can't see Mexico scoring 2 goals on Venezuela. I swear. I can't see it. I can't see it. So I'm gonna put that the Venezuelan goalkeeper will concede 1 goal max. I'll put that. And that Savarino will hit 1 shot on target. And then let me see what they have here for Mexico. Antuna, he sucks ass. I'm not picking Antuna. Arteaga, Cesar Montes. Where's Santi Jimenez? Santi Jimenez, 1 shot on target. That's pretty easy, right? If you are a freaking center forward for Mexico and you can't hit 1 shot on target in the full 90 minutes against Venezuela, you suck. So I'm going to put that pick to Santi Jimenez. So let's see here. I'll put like $30 again. Why not? And the payout will be 170. So what I need is Mexico to not score more than 2 goals. So Mexico has to stop at 1. If they score 1 goal, that's it. Then I need Savarino, the winger for Venezuela, to hit a shot on target, and Santi Jimenez to hit a shot on target. I don't know, man. Those seem very doable. And I think I picked the right ones this time because last time I clicked on the wrong one on accident, and that was really stupid. Really stupid. Frank Castro saying, how does England always get easy paths? That is true, and I think that is something, I'm going to write this down. That is something we can talk about. Can you guys remind me of that? Let's go through the Euro bracket during halftime, right? I'm going to write it down, Euro bracket. We'll go through the bracket during the halftime of this game because then during halftime we don't have too much to talk about. But it's quite remarkable how easy of a path England always gets. And I can't even say that they rigged it. It was more because certain teams didn't finish in the positions they were supposed to. So it's a bit weird. Jordan Ramirez saying, make sure you click the ones you say. Yes, Jordan, I did that this time. I did really mess up. Last time. Because last time I said the right picks. Remember that? I said the right picks, but I clicked on the mother licking wrong picks. Um, and Frank's saying literally the two best teams in the Euros will play in the quarters. Well, if you look at the Euros bracket, and we'll go through that, essentially all the legitimate title contenders are on one side of the bracket. And guess what? It ain't the English side of the bracket, which is normally what happens. But everyone, let me know in the chat right now. What is your score prediction? What is your score prediction for today? I have it Mexico 1, Venezuela 1, and I think Mexico's in trouble to get out of this group. Because if they don't win today, they will need to get a result against Ecuador, and I think they'll lose to Ecuador. So drop a like right now. Let's try to get to 200 likes if we haven't already. It's free, and it helps the channel quite a bit. And let me know your score predictions in the chat. I have 1-1. That's what I'm going to go with. And with the Copa America, my predictions have been fairly accurate. It's just been an issue more with the Euros. I don't watch I just watch the Euros. I don't follow those teams as much. Let me see if I can pull up the group. Here it is. This is what I want to show you. This is the current situation of the group. And Ecuador and Mexico face each other in the last round. And Venezuela faces Jamaica. Jamaica will essentially be eliminated by then. Well, technically not eliminated, but anyhow, here's the thing about Mexico. If they lose to Venezuela, they'll play Ecuador on Sunday having to win. They'll have to win to advance. Ecuador is really good in transition, in my personal opinion, even though they did a pretty good job also against Jamaica pressing and all today, even though they got a bit lucky with that no call on the penalty kick. But I'm telling you, man, if Mexico does not win today, they're in big trouble. And I'll go as far as saying if they don't win today, if they draw, they're also in big trouble. Of course, Jamaica will have to go for Ecuador will have to go for the win. But I truly believe that Mexico might not advance if they don't win today. Victor saying, Tack, let me out your basement, please. Victor, I live in Florida. Everybody knows we don't have basements in Florida. Florida's a giant pond. We literally can't have basements here in Florida. Y'all know that, right? We don't have basements in Florida, okay? We don't, as far as I know. But back to the preview here from FootMob. If it could please click. Why is FootMob not working? I keep clicking and it's not working. All right, there it is. Comments. No, I want the preview. There you go. The starting 11s. So Mexico's starting 11 has Gonzalez on goal. Then you have Johan Vasquez and Cesar Montes as the two center backs. Jorge Sanchez at the right back and Arteaga. Arteaga was the one that scored against Jamaica to give them the win. And then in the midfield, you have Luis Chavez and Charlie Rodriguez. Shouldn't Charlie Rodriguez be the 10? And then Romo be, yeah, whatever. The midfield is Charlie Rodriguez, Luis Chavez, and Luis Romo. Edson Alvarez is injured and he is out of the Copa America. On the right wing, somehow Uriel Antuna still starts for this team. Yeah, that's a bit weird. And then the left wing is Quinones, and then up top, their wonder kid that's been not playing well for Mexico, Santiago Jimenez. And then you have obviously Venezuela with Romo on goal, Aramburu on the right back, Ferraresi as one of the center backs with Osorio, Navarro as the left back, Ejera and Martinez as the double pivot. Then you have Soteldo that played in Major League Soccer, played for Santos. Nowadays, Soteldo plays for Grêmio in Brazil. You got Bello at the 10, Rondon that plays in Liga MX. He's playing up top, the captain Rondon. And then Savarino that plays as a winger for Botafogo is on the right wing. Okay, I'm going to have to drink a lot of sparkling water. Gonna have to eat a lot of chewing. Well, I'm gonna have to chew a lot of gum to stay wide awake. Let's see if I didn't miss anyone. 80s Nostalgia saying, do you think Lucho Gonzalez can find a spot on the U.S. men's national team? No. Over who? He mainly plays Gio Reyna or Malik Tillman's position. He's more of a 10, right? And you can obviously play on the wing too, the attacking midfielder / winger for Cincinnati. Who would we replace him with? Then wing, you have Pulisic, Haji, Weah, Aronson. I don't see him, man. I don't think we need him either. So that's my take. Also, Cincinnati fans, have been nasty to us lately. Cincinnati fans have been very disgraceful to the U.S. men's national team fans lately. So I don't want any Cincinnati players in the U.S. men's national team. We're going to have Miles Robinson. That's one way too many. Jeff is saying, I can't quit you, Tack. Heart, rainbow emoji, kiss, kiss. Can't quit what? Can't quit me what? What do you mean, Jeff? Anyone can quit me. Frank Kessler saying Acosta over Tillman. Well, right now, maybe. Maybe. But I mean, would Malik Tillman not be dominating MLS? He was incredible in the Eredivisie. Would Malik Tillman not be dominating Major League Soccer? That's something we have to ask ourselves because we'll talk about Lucho Gonzalez dominating MLS at age, what, 21? No, sorry, 29, 30. I don't know. But listen, if you guys just tuned in, make sure to like button. We only have 60 likes. That is disgraceful. And I will probably make some annoying sound or noise until we get those likes up. Stadium is empty. Is it really? Well, this game is at SoFi. And what time is it? It's 6 p.m. in LA. It'll probably fill up. LA has terrible traffic. No, it's not empty. The stadium is packed. The stadium looks packed. Oh, it means he's really gay for you, Tack. Okay, good for you, Jeff. Good for you. We don't play for the same team. We root for the same team, U.S. men's national team, but we don't play for the same team, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. Let's see. The thing is, Frank, with Malik Tillman, Tillman is what, 22. I would be a bit more patient with Tillman. I would be far more patient. Jeff Carey saying Brokeback Mountain. Great movie. Great movie, Brokeback Mountain. But no, that ain't happening between us, Jeff. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Great movie, though. Highly recommend watching. Mac Ryan saying, I'm so conflicted on which team to root for. It's just hard to like L3. I mean, I'm not rooting for Mexico. I'm not rooting. Even though I kind of want Mexico to qualify in second place. Because if Mexico qualifies in second place, they'll play Argentina. They will play Argentina in the quarterfinals. And that'll be wonderful to see. That'll be one. It's always a good game when Mexico and Argentina face each other. We know Argentina will knock out Mexico anyway. So, Rafael Claus is the ref. He refs a lot of the Palmeiras games in Brazil. He is terrible. This ref is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, Mexico versus Venezuela. How many likes we have in the video now? We had 60. It has to be higher than that. 105. We can easily get to 200 here. We can easily get to 200. But Mac Ryan, why would you root for L3? Are you Mexican? Are you married to a Mexican woman? Is your best friend Mexican? What else? It's hard to know. I don't know why you would root for Mexico. Venezuela is harmless. Has the game started? No. The team's already on the field. They've played the national anthem, so the game's going to start soon, I'm assuming, in like a minute or two. It's going to start like a minute or two. Jeff Carey saying Venezuela is an enemy of the United States of America. Are they? Are they? They kind of seem like they seem like more like they're the enemies of themselves. There's a lot of Venezuelans here in the United States. You may be talking about what's that guy's name? Maduro. Talking about him mainly, probably. A lot of Venezuelans here in Florida. Great people. Great people. I hope that Mexico loses today. Look, it wouldn't be a hate watch session if it wasn't rooting for Mexico to lose. Look at Andrew. Look at Andrew. He is willing. Andrew is willing to go through a divorce. He will not root for Mexico. He said his wife is Mexican from Mexico, and he still doesn't root for Mexico. That right there, that guy really stands on his ground right there. Probably gets him in trouble, but he'll make it through. He'll make it through. But going on, this game, I expect it to be pure soccer terrorism. Venezuela is a team that's very comfortable not scoring. Very comfortable not scoring. They're okay with just holding back a 0-0 draw. And then you have Mexico that Mexico's not comfortable scoring. They're just not good. That's the difference. Mexico's just not good. Venezuela did beat Ecuador in the first game, but I'll say what I said before. I even said this to Dustin many times. Anyone doesn't know, Dustin is Ecuadorian American. I know a lot of you do know. Dustin is the channel producer. I firmly believe if Ener Valencia didn't get that red card, Ecuador would have beat Venezuela, and Ecuador would have 6 points right now. So sure, Venezuela did beat Ecuador in the first game, but take that win with a grain of salt because it was mainly due to Ener Valencia just being very, 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 very stupid. And by the way, the game just started. Let me refresh your FootMob so they put the timer on screen. Hey, FootMob, why don't you have... Oh! And Santi Jimenez already... We remember, my underdog fantasy picks were Santi Jimenez hitting a shot on target, Savarino hitting a shot on target, and Rafael Romo conceding only one goal. And that was a long ball from Mexico to start. Little flick right there. And that was a shot from Antuna, and Santi Jimenez almost reached that. Is what's his name? Is FootMob gonna update this crap? Okay, they did finally. What was going on in FootMob? Morgan Bartman is saying, hit a couple bets on Georgia. The great state of Georgia defeated Portugal today. The great state of Georgia. They defeated Portugal today. Bets for Georgia to win in Kravitskelia to have the first goal earlier today. So I'm betting on Venezuela tonight. Let's go. Oh, so it looks like Morgan is on a streak here. That's good. Well, that probably made you a good couple bucks right there. Because you bet on the team that won and the player to score the first goal, and you got both of those right. And you're betting on Venezuela now. The Georgia Bulldogs, aren't they in the Yeah, the football team, the SEC. Georgia defeated Portugal. Incredible how an American state on its own went to the Euros, beat the living crap of Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal, and here we are. Here we are. Let's see. Okay, so I'm watching here, and I'm at minute 2:15. I'm at minute 2:15, and Soteldo was fouled. Brazilian ref. Will he help Venezuela, or will he help Mexico, or no one? Will he just suck? We'll find out very soon. Don't worry, during halftime, we will go through the English bracket, okay? And we have 133 likes in the stream. If we can get more, let me know. Let me see. AJ4110 TAC, I woke up and I weigh 169. Nice. I'll be a bit concerned if you weigh 69 pounds. That would probably mean you're a child. 169, that's a good weight. I'm about 160 right now. I should try to gain some weight. Let me see actually how much I am, because I know it in kilograms. So let me see. How much do I weigh right now? I'm at 165 pounds. I should gain 4 more pounds, but nice, AJ. That's a good weight. Okay. And Soteldo, the attacking midfielder / winger for Venezuela, dude, I think, I swear, man, I think he's like 5'2". I think he's like 5'2", Soteldo. Looks like a kid out there. Man, this game's going to be scrappy. I hope I'm wrong with my prediction, but it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. Brazilian Fury, Chris, how you doing, man? If you guys missed out, he was with me for the Brazilian live watch-along. It kind of sucked. But Chris, if you want to join, let me know. I'll send you the link. If you want to just relax and watch the game there, it's on you. Let me know. But today we're hate watching Mexico. They're playing LA also. Hector Rodriguez saying, hi, Tac. Is Tac really your first name? I can't deny or confirm that. If I give you that information, I will have to find you and, do the Liam Nielsen. So I can't confirm or deny that. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. And Mexico tries to go through. Venezuela recovers. Okay, and Venezuela. You see, Venezuela used to be ass. They used to be terrible, 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 terrible. But they're no longer the punching bag in South America. They're qualifying to the World Cup. They tied Brazil away. They beat Ecuador in Copa America for whatever that's worth. Anyone in the chat saying, "Can I join your live, Daka?" I put Chris because I knew him. The only reason I would love to have viewers just come along for live streams. Just my main concern is like not you specifically, but imagine if I put a troll and all of a sudden the dude is like insane, gets me canceled. I know I've walked very close to that fine line of getting canceled. I do that. I really walk that fine line. I'm very close to crossing it. Um, but again, I can't risk it because people could be crazy. I heard your social security number is 8. Can you confirm or deny that? I can confirm that my social security is not 8. It's not. I can confirm that. Yeah, Jeff would definitely get me canceled. If I brought Jeff on the stream, yes. I'll be afraid of sending Jeff the link and Jeff just shows up in the stream naked. So Jeff would definitely get me canceled. Let's see. Brew with Drew 11B saying the problem with Brazil is that there aren't any gaúchos in the team. Vamos Juventude. What do you mean? Isn't Allison gaúcho? Allison is totally gaúcho. The goalkeeper is literally gaúcho. Right? Or am I wrong about that? Let me see this one. It's not Boogie saying, "Did you hear Max Brittles call out Pete?" No, I did not. But I'll totally. Where did he call out Pete? Was it in his video or was it on Twitter? I will totally watch that. If it is, I can put the video of him calling out Pete. Zach is saying, "I hope that my dream comes true tomorrow, where my GOAT, my legend, my future Hall of Famer Shaq Moore plays in the Copa America versus Panama." Oh, Chris, you're watching Palmeiras, so you're gonna have to keep me updated on Palmeiras. Wait, Palmeiras? I thought Palmeiras played tomorrow. Did I get that confused? Oh shit, we're playing today and we're losing to Fortaleza. Crap. Palmeiras is actually playing today with reserves essentially and losing. And that's terrible. Oh, because Palmeiras plays Corinthians on Monday. That makes sense. But yeah, hopefully Shaq Moore doesn't play. And then Jeff saying, "Tack, can I join? We had a great time in Atlanta." Jeff, I did not meet up with you in Atlanta. I did not meet up with you in Atlanta. That is fake news, misinformation right there. Fake information. Cole is saying, "As a U.S. fan, I want Jamaica to succeed for JD." Yeah, man, JD's a great guy. I would want to. But the main thing with Jamaica is they just self implode, and I think Jamaica's eliminated, right? Well, actually, no. Jamaica can still qualify as long as Mexico wins, and then as long as Mexico wins today and Mexico wins against Ecuador, and then Jamaica wins by a certain amount of goals, they can still qualify. But beats Venezuela in the last round, but that ain't happening. No, Jeff did not give me a groin massage. He didn't. Oh, and here comes Soteldo. No, Mexico recovers. Lawsman Jr. saying, "How much money do we need to send you for you to sing?" Look, I'll put it this way. I'm not really a singer. But everyone has a price. Everyone has a price. I guess the main question is, what would I have to sing? What would I have to sing? Because depending on what it is, I can charge less. Greg Bearhalter is asking, "Tack, are you doing this full time? I noticed you hadn't uploaded to OnlyFans in 3 months." Yeah, I haven't uploaded there in 3 months because I don't have an OnlyFans. But no, I'm not doing this full. Well, I mean, me and Dustin pretty much work on YouTube full time, but I do also have a soccer school company, so I do also work with that. but obviously we're always available for YouTube, so technically that does qualify as full time. I just work a lot. Let's just put it that way. I work 7 days a week essentially. If you consider YouTube work, that's 7 days a week. Oh, shot goes out of bounds for Mexico. Who is that? Romo? That was Romo. But did anyone see where Max Bretos called out Pete? Was it the video? Was it the video? Because I can put the video of Max Bretos. Yo, Tack, the leaks on Reddit are wild. Yeah, man, I got leaked. Leaked. Brew with Drew 11B saying Alison Becker's from Novo Hamburgo. I wonder what his grandfather did for work. Novo Hamburgo, where is that in Brazil? That's not in Rio Grande do Sul, right? Novo Hamburgo, Brazil. Let's see. Novo Hamburgo is in. Oh, it is in Rio Grande do Sul, right? Or am I wrong? What the fuck is this? Novo Hamburgo in Brazil is. It's in. Yeah, Novo Hamburgo is in Rio Grande do Sul. So he is a gaúcho. He is a gaúcho. Albert is saying, Tack, in your opinion, which three national teams will rise and which three teams will drop after the 2026 World Cup? So, drop after the World Cup, Argentina. I think Argentina will be still extremely competitive in the World Cup. I don't know if they'll be title contenders. Well, I mean, Argentina, they're always title contenders, but I think Argentina will drop a bit after the World Cup. Belgium will finally put an end to this golden generation that underachieved. So Belgium will be another one that will decline very harshly because by then Kevin De Bruyne will be gone. I don't know if Lukaku will still be there, many others. So Belgium, Argentina. Trying to think which other ones could decline after. Any suggestions, anyone? Not England, they're fine. Not Italy, they kind of suck already. Um, I don't know. Now, rise. I think the United States will rise after. I think Japan will rise after. That's two. So I would say U.S., Japan, and which other one can rise? I think I think Germany will look very good in this World Cup, but then after the World Cup, we're going to see like Florian Wirtz and Musiala hit their prime. I think Germany might peak in 2030. So I'd say Germany, Japan, and the United States will definitely go up. Now decline, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Croatia for sure. That's a good call. Croatia. Well, Croatia's already declining, right? But after 2026, yep, it's going to be so over for Croatia. And here comes Venezuela. This could be dangerous. Soteldo cuts inside. Ooh, nice shot from Soteldo. Goes over the crossbar. Long shot from Soteldo. He may be 5'2", but he's got a killer right foot right there. So you guys are telling me Max Bretos called out Pete on his last video. Okay, let me put it up here. I'll put it on halftime. But can you guys tell me what part of the video Max Bretos called out Pete? So I don't have to watch the entire video because the whole video is 16 minutes. You guys tell me when he called out Pete, and then we'll watch it together and we'll react to it. But hopefully Max Bretos doesn't copyright strike me, which I doubt he would. He's a great guy. I don't agree with most of his soccer takes, but he was a great guy. I really enjoyed hanging out with Max, by the way. So you guys, listen, I know some of you think Max Bretos is an MLS simp. And to be fair, I would tell him this. There very often he is. But he is a great person. So when you go shit on Max Bretos, think about that. I'm not saying don't shit on him. We should all shit on each other. Shitting on each other is part of life. You should all shit on me. You should shit on Max. You should shit on everyone. But remember, he's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy. 15 minutes into the game, and the game has been pretty much as bad as expected. It's really bad. It's a terrible game, but I really expected that anyway. Okay, here comes Mexico. Shot blocked. Okay, let's see here if I didn't miss anyone. Um, Productive Grind Academy saying heading to the Uruguay versus Bolivia game tomorrow. Predictions. I'm gonna say 3-0 Uruguay. 3 or 4-0. Oh, actually, if as long as Uruguay's not wasteful, I'll say 4-0 Uruguay tomorrow. 4-0. 4-0. The United States and Panama that I'm concerned. I think the US um will pull a 0 like a 1-0 win, but I don't know. I don't know. Saul is saying tax sold out for US and MLS. I don't know, man. I think I shit too much on MLS. I still shit too much on MLS to be a sellout for MLS. But hey, MLS, I'm available. If you want to buy me out, MLS, pay my franchise fee, MLS, and I'll shut my mouth. I'll say whatever you... Dude, if MLS pays me a franchise fee, what am I going to do? I would have to shut my mouth. Like $300 million? Like, hey, $300 million and you have to shut up. God, I'd shut up right away. I would have to. What other option would I have? Does anyone know the minute that Max Bretos talks, calls out Pete? Because I want to watch it. Max is a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Hector, you're saying how would you fix MLS? It's a bit complicated. It's more about US soccer having an open pyramid where we allow teams to grow through communities, go up and down the pyramid through promotion relegation. That would end pay to play. So essentially, it's not really how you fix MLS. If you just open the pyramid and allow promotion relegation, the MLS teams will have to fix themselves over time because there's consequences to being shit when there's promotion relegation. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So essentially that. But again, with the owners, I don't know. Who am I saying is tax clock accurate with the stream? My clock is actually 30 seconds behind me. I'm gonna tell you right now where I am. I'm at 17:11, 17:12, 17:13, 17:14, 17:15. Okay, that's where I am. So now I'm about to hit 17:20, 17:21, 17:22, 17:23. Back to the stream. Jeff Carey is saying tack and the chat. Who's your club team of the year? Mine is Bayer Leverkusen, Madrid, and Manchester City. So you're saying your club team in terms of performance? I would definitely put Leverkusen up there, but I can't really give them that, right? They didn't really win the treble. So that's one thing. They didn't win everything. They weren't playing in the Champions League. So I can't really put Bayer Leverkusen. So I'm going to put team of the year. I guess I have to put Real Madrid. They won La Liga with some comfort. They won the Champions League. I have to put Real Madrid. But I don't know, chat. Let me know. Santi Jimenez, one-on-one. Oh, he missed. He's so ass. But that's a shot on target. So at least my underdog fantasy pick was on. So thank you, Santi. $100 million, 100 million euro striker Santi Jimenez, ladies and gentlemen. $100 million. That's what L3 fans were telling me. That's what they were telling me Santi was going to be worth. But boy, is he bad. Yeah, I'm going to have to tweet it out. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I have to tweet this because I got called every single name in the book when I said Santi Jimenez wasn't good. So I got to tweet. I'm sorry. Never miss an opportunity to like extend your hate. If you ever have an opportunity to hate on something or push a narrative for hating, keep doing it. Yeah, actually, not 100 million. They said what, 50 million? 50 million was what they said. Yeah, Santi Jimenez, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think he's that good. Probably the best Mexico has right now, for whatever that's worth. But at least he hit a shot on target. I'm assuming that counts as a shot on target. So, yep, that counts as a shot on target. So that's one. Now I need Savarino to hit a shot on target. So 1250 is the Bretto's video. Okay, I'll mark it here, 1250, and then we'll watch it. We'll watch it. They didn't. Yeah, they did say 100 million euros. S27 saying, where would Klopp be best, England or Brazil? I actually think Klopp would work very well with either one, but Klopp would be wonderful for Brazil. His style of play would suit those players. He would be wonderful for Brazil. But I honestly think Klopp would work with any of those teams, Brazil or England. Maybe with a slight advantage for the Brazilians. I think he'd be a bit better with the Brazilians. Okay, let's continue this hate watch section. And once again, with this result, Mexico needs at least a draw to qualify. They need at least a draw. Okay, Venezuela with the ball. In possession, 21 minutes. Santi Jimenez had the best opportunity of the game to score, but he did what Santi does. He wasted it. Okay, and here comes Venezuela. Vex is saying late to the start. Who's favored? You mean favored from the start of the game or favored like who's playing better? I would say Mexico had better chances because, for example, the opportunity that Santi Jimenez had was essentially a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So Mexico, it's not like any team has been clear so far, but Mexico, I'll give Mexico some credit. They've been a bit better. Which, by the way, I don't want to make anyone hungry here, but once this game is over, I have another picanha to cook. I'm gonna go make a picanha, some barbecue, and then I'm gonna go probably gonna go find a hot tub, and then I'll sleep. You guys don't understand. Once these streams are over, it takes me like 3 hours to sleep after. Oh, Flaco Lopez almost scored. Crap. You Palmeiras to score. But thank you everyone that tuned. Oh, here comes Maxwell Quinones. Tries to cut inside. Quinones will try to hit a shot. Cut. Terrible pass from Quinones. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already, fellas. If you haven't already. Mexico hate watch right now. Mexico hate watch. So far it's going good. So far it's going good. We just gotta hope. Just gotta hope it holds off like this. A draw is good. If you're hate watching Mexico, a draw is good. If you're like me and you're hate watching, a draw is good. But get those likes up. Get those likes up. Vince Garcia is saying RTNG for CONCACAF teams to advance the knockout rounds. What does RTNG mean? What does that mean? I don't know what these slang words mean that the young bloods right there. What was like back in my day, we didn't use that, even though I'm not that old. I'm not old at all. But I don't know what the heck. What does R rooting? Okay. Rooting. Oh, okay. So he's saying rooting for CONCACAF teams to advance the knockout. Oh, header from Charlie Rodriguez and saved. Mexico is starting to heat up. So it's rooting. Rooting. I'm personally, oh, and then Venezuela there almost. I'm not rooting for the CONCACAF teams by any means, unless they're playing like Argentina. I can't root for Argentina. I just can't root for Argentina. But I'm not really rooting for the CONCACAF teams by any means. I guess I like Jamaica. I would want Jamaica to advance, but they're not going to. But I'll be okay with Jamaica advancing. I would like that one. Mexico, for all I care, they can get eliminated. Canada too, even though I predicted Canada making it to the semifinals, and I like being right, and I think I will be right, but I don't want Canada to go far. Uh, Costa Rica. I mean, if Costa Rica advances, that means Brazil's probably out, so I can't go for Costa Rica either. So now I'm not really rooting for the CONCACAF teams, to be honest. I'm not. Just the United States and I guess Jamaica, but Jamaica kind of like self-imploded already. They're pretty much done. Oh, Santi Jimenez. He seems angry, frustrated, behaving like a child. Bad, like it's bad first touch, bad everything. This guy's not worth 50 million euros. "25 minutes. 25 minutes. Santi Jimenez seems very angry. I mean, I would be too. When I play pickup soccer, I don't waste those chances. I score those. I score those. Did you see the Irish guy predicted Canada to win Copa? Who's the Irish guy? I don't know who the Irish guy is. But Canada's not winning Copa America. But they can very well make it to the semifinals. Oh, apparently Max Bretos told people to not listen. Oh, apparently Pete told people to not listen to Max Bretos. Like not listen to what Max says or not watch Max's YouTube channel. I highly recommend watching Max's YouTube channel. Um, I disagree with a lot of shit Max says, but I mean, isn't that what makes soccer fun? Different opinions, right? Isn't that what it is? I I wish that there were more people in US soccer willing to debate and disagree, but no one wants to debate me. Some might even call me the master debater. I am the master debater. That's why no one wants to debate me. I mean, I wouldn't want to debate myself. And here comes Mexico. Quinones tries to call for the Mexican players are just flopping left and right. Flop, flop here, flop there, flop everywhere. They just flop everywhere. Uh, Frank Castro saying Pete said it on the post game. Oh, he did? I don't remember, guys. When the US plays, I stream like 3 hours and then I do Pete's stream. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything after. And trust me, I'm not drunk during it. You guys see it, but I don't remember that. Jeff said Venezuela is an enemy of Brazil and the United States. Why? Who cares? I mean, like I said, they're enemy of themselves. They do much more damage to themselves, as far as I know. As far as I know. Venezuela with the ball. Okay. Mexico recovers. Is that Romo? Nope. Bad pass. Venezuela recovers possession. 28 minutes. For Venezuela, the draw is wonderful because then they'll play Jamaica, only needing a draw to advance. And I mean, Jamaica kind of sucks. They self implode. They have the talent, but they're not a good team. Mm, mm, mm. Viva Voltorb. For anyone that doesn't know, Voltorb is just a nickname I gave to Jamaica because they self implode. And anyone that has played Pokemon in the past, you'll know Voltorb is known for using self destruct. If you're going to fight a Voltorb in Pokemon, you better hit it with a one hit, like just a one hit killer right there. Make it faint right away because Voltorbs will use self destruct. And even if they're weaker, that could kill your Pokemon. Venezuela, that's a throw in for Mexico. 29 minutes. 29 minutes. Dude, Mexico's games are the worst. They are so bad. Have sturdy Pokemon. Well, JL, if you have a sturdy Pokemon and you already took a hit, he will die with one hit. Pokemons that have the sturdy ability, they only survive if they haven't lost any HP. If they lost 1 HP, they can die from one hit. But if they haven't lost any HP and they take one hit, they will survive it no matter how strong it is. I am a Pokemon expert. I know many of you don't see me as that, but I am literally a Pokemon expert. I know a lot about Pokemon. Too much. Too much. More than I'm comfortable with, honestly. I've played every single Pokemon game. I finished every single Pokemon game. I collect Pokemon cards. I have Pokemon toys behind me. You guys can't see it, but I have a massive Pokemon collection behind me. Little Pokemon toys that look amazing. Collector's edition from Japan. Had to spend some of my savings on that. I can show you guys the collection. It's pretty incredible. They all came from Japan. Okay, Mexico recovers the ball. Out wide to Arteaga, and that'll be a throw-in. Throw-in for Mexico. Throw-in for Mexico. What's my favorite Pokemon? Charizard. I mean, I know it's like kind of like everyone likes Charizard. I'm sorry, but Charizard's my favorite one. I can't lie about it. Charizard's my favorite Pokemon. My favorite legendary Pokemon is Mewtwo, though. Mewtwo is my favorite legendary Pokemon. Do the Poke Rap. No, I'm not doing the Poke Rap. But my favorite song is the Pokemon theme song. Obviously, the original. Oh, fight, fight, fight. Cesar Montes, Johan Vasquez, Rondon plays in Liga MX. Oh, I see Lucario, Eevee. I have an Eevee toy. I actually have Eevee, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. All four of them. I also have a legitimate Pokeball, like a real Pokeball. I mean, it doesn't catch anything, but it's like a nice Pokeball, collector's edition. I'm a Gen 1 guy. Oh, I really like Gen 3. I'll tell you that. Gen 3 is one of my favorites for Pokemon. But yes, obviously Gen 1 is my favorite Pokemon generation because that was the first one that I was introduced to, right? I was what, like 5 or so? No. Yeah, I was probably 5 or 6. So we have 213 likes. When we break um okay, so Chris, I will send you the link and then we'll have Brazilian Fury come here for the second half. I'll send Brazilian Fury, Chris, and you guys should probably subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Okay. We're at 222 likes. If we hit 300, I'll do some Portuguese commentary. Jeff Carey just said, I'm naked. Jeff, no need to tell us, Jeff. No need to tell us. Don't worry about it. I mean, you're home. Be comfortable. Rondon, this is Venezuela. This could be dangerous shot. Oh, hit the post. Venezuela just hit the post. Oh, I needed that to go in. Oh. Oh, no. That was so unlucky. What a strike from Rondon. Oh, that would have made this hate watch session so good. What a strike. Left-footed strike. He's better than Santi Jimenez. Santi Jimenez would have miskicked the ball. The ball would have just stayed where it was. Oh, Venezuela almost scored. Have I dabbled into trading card games? Are you asking if I play Pokemon trading cards? I have Pokemon cards, but I never played TCG. I never played TCG. I don't know how to play it. I play mainly Pokemon games on. I played for Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, the DS, the 3DS, Nintendo Switch. I'm a big Pokemon guy. I'm a big Nintendo guy. Yellow card for the Venezuelan player. Big Nintendo. I play a lot of Legend of Zelda 2.5 times. Problem is Legend of Zelda is very time consuming. Let me tell you. That was a rough challenge, man. That could have led to a knee injury. Could have been a red card. Could have been a red card. Okay, Mexico with the ball. Trying to play out of the back. Mexico still in possession. Cesar Montes. Look at Rondon pressing the crowd, and Cesar Montes will choke, yeah? They just try to go long, and Venezuela wins the header, and they clear it. I would say with the opportunity that Rondon had to score, it's been fairly even in terms of goal scoring opportunities, at least from the eye test. We'll check the XGs after during halftime, but it seems like it's been fairly balanced the first half. I'm sticking to my prediction. I said 1-1. 1-1, but it could be 0-0, but I would say these teams have created enough chances to possibly get a goal. Here comes Mexico. Jorge Sanchez tries to go inside. Cross goes in. That'll be a corner for Mexico. Corner for Mexico. Who supports their team better, Mexico or Argentina? I mean, it's kind of hard to judge Argentina because, look, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I might offend a few people. Argentina has a lot of fake fans. I went to the Argentina game in Atlanta, the opener. I swear, man, like 60 or 70% of those Argentina fans, they're not from Argentina. They have no connection to the country. They don't have parents that were from Argentina. They just like Messi. That is literally it. They just like Messi. They're fake fans. These are national teams. They're not clubs, right? Like, I don't know, man. If you have no connection to the country, sure, you might enjoy watching them play. That's fine. Like I enjoy, like I've always not now, but in the past, I've very much enjoyed Dutch football, Dutch soccer. Um, but I wouldn't root for the Netherlands. I would just enjoy watching them play. So go enjoy Argentina. But it's kind of weird when you have no connection to the country and you're like an Argentina diehard. It makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. But that's just like my thoughts on it. And the other thing for me is I'm gonna go to the Argentina game in Miami this Saturday, so I'll see more fake Argentina fans when I'm there. I'll see more fake Argentina fans. Yeah. One sec, I gotta make some notes here. I always gotta make notes. Let me see if I didn't miss anyone. Okay, here comes Mexico cleared. 38 minutes. 38 minutes. And I send the link already to Chris, and he'll be here at the channel soon. He'll be here at the channel soon. What a mediocre performance from. And don't forget, during the halftime show today, our halftime show, we're going to go through the Euros prediction. We're also going to go through Max Brettel's calling out Pete. We're going to go through that one. Yeah, it's going to be a good halftime show today. It's going to be a very, very good halftime show. No, the game has been quite bad so far. It's just the guys. Okay, in the chat right now, who watched my Copa America preview? Who in the chat watched my full Copa America preview? Didn't I say that Group B was full of soccer terrorists? Didn't I say that? Right? If you watched my full Copa America preview, you would know. You would know. I said this group was full of soccer terrorists. So if you watch my preview, you would know that. Okay? So I try to warn everyone. That's what I do here. Try to warn everyone so they don't waste their time watching certain games. I told people on Twitter to not watch Peru and Chile. And whoever didn't watch Peru and Chile, y'all can thank me later because that game was ass. Connor is saying, just got here. Are we hate watching Mexico? Yes, we are. We're hate watching Mexico. And so far, it's been good. So far, it's been good. Because, like I said, this 0-0 draw, I believe it keeps Venezuela in first. And then Mexico's odds of advancing will be against Ecuador. They'll have to hold a draw against Ecuador. So far, good. Mexico baddie alert. They haven't showed the stands. They haven't showed the stands. Arlubin saying, if the United States were in Group A or B, we would make it to the semis. Listen, Arlubin, yes and no. I'll tell you why. If we are in Group A and we got out of the group, sure. If we were in Group B, let's say we finish second. We're not beating Argentina. So you are right. That bracket is easier, and the odds of the U.S. making to the semifinals would be much higher. But my only concern would be if somehow we ended up having to play Argentina in the quarterfinals, then we wouldn't go through. Besides Argentina, every single team in that bracket, the United States can beat. Okay, and here comes Mexico. Is that Santi Jimenez? Tries to dribble past the defender, but that ain't his thing. I don't really know what his thing is, though. Okay, Santi Jimenez finds Quinones. No, Quinones has the ball. 41 minutes, almost 42. Mexico trying to get something out of this game later. Again, this draw is not good for Mexico. Venezuela, it's good. They played Jamaica, pretty much eliminated in the last round. Santi Jimenez with the back heel and Antuna's offsides. So my underdog fantasy picks, so far so good. I need Rafael Romo to concede 1 goal max. I need Savarino to hit a shot on target. Did Savarino hit a shot on target? I don't think he did. I don't think he has. No, he hasn't yet. So far, that's the only issue I have. Savarino from Venezuela needs to hit 1 shot on target. And goalkeeper, Mexican goalkeeper with the ball. Jeff Carey saying Venezuelan chicks are smoking hot. Jeff, didn't you say you were gay? Jeff said he was gay like 30 minutes ago. What happened, Jeff? Did the Venezuelan girls convert you? Jeff, you literally said you were gay like 30 minutes ago. Mm. But anyhow, back to the game. 43 minutes. Oh, Jeff is gender fluid. Jeff is gender fluid. Jeff, I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what that means entirely. So, but good for you. But good for you. But I don't really know what it means. Does that just mean he's bi? Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't know. All right, Mexico with the ball, 43 minutes. Okay, you know what will probably be the smartest thing to do? We don't talk about Jeff's sexuality. Jeff, you do you, man. You do you. Whatever you choose, we're proud of you. Now back to the game. We're hitting 44 minutes. Venezuela 0, Mexico 0. I looked at the stats, and actually, even though I thought the game was fairly balanced, the expected goals, Mexico has 1.23. Venezuela only has a 0.14. So Mexico has been over 1 xG ahead of Venezuela. That means Mexico has been far better. Far better. Mexico has been, statistically speaking, Mexico has been far better. But watching the game, it didn't feel that way. Didn't really feel that way. Jeff can explain everything if you go, no, Jeff. Okay, 45 minutes in what has been one shitty ass game, as expected. The only part that I'm enjoying of this game is the fact that Mexico's getting a very bad result. Very, very bad result. Oh, they posted on Twitter Santi Jimenez's miss. Or not miss. They posted it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. That's Santi Jimenez miss. So ridiculous. Okay, the first half's about to end, 45 minutes and 30 seconds. Who posted Fox? So if you can check the video on my Twitter. If you go to my Twitter, you can see the Santi Jimenez miss. It's right there on my Twitter. Such a bad game. Such a bad freaking game. This is one of the biggest mid-offs in the entire tournament. Biggest mid-off in the Copa America, I would say. Yeah, I would say this has been one of the worst games in the Copa America so far. So far. And then we'll get Chris here very soon. Oh, free kick. Santi Jimenez. Yeah, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. This is the biggest mid-off of the Copa America so far. It's been such a bad game. Such a bad game. The first half's about to end. It's over. The first half is over, 0-0. Okay, so now for the halftime show, we're going to go through Max Bretos' video that he calls out Pete, apparently, allegedly. You guys want me to put the Max Bretos one? Let's put the Max Bretos video. Okay, let's bring up the Max Bretos video. We'll bring it up. Okay, let's put it here. Let's see. Let's see what Max had to say about Pete. And this is not Pete. This is Chris from Brazilian Fury. Chris, welcome. We're about to see and react to Max Bretos calling out Pete. So you arrived right in time. Right on time.
All right.
So let's watch this. Should I hit the like button for Max? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Wait and see what happens.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, let's see what he says. If he's very, very mean, nasty, then we won't. Let's see what Max says.
My tweet where I said he disappeared, that was heavy-handed, but he was below standard. He was.
Max is talking about Gio Reyna, by the way.
And again, I'm not picking on him. I love Gio. I tell you, he's our second best player, but we need him here. And our expectations should be here. A lot of folks there that are on YouTube, Pete at 11 Yanks, who I spent a lot of time with. I did hear, and I didn't hear it myself, that he caught ear of this. He saw the tweet. He responded to me, which is tradition. And I do believe on his show, he said people should not listen to me or take my content. And regardless if he said it or not, I'm just telling this because we're adults. If anybody tells you that about someone else, that's a red flag. If anyone tells you that, whether it's 11 Yanks, whether it's ESPN, whether it's Fox, red flag. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've never said to anyone not to listen.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
It's an argument, certainly.
Yeah, that's a fair argument. I mean, you can look. I'm the type of guy that I wouldn't really tell people not to listen to it. I would just say that I don't listen to that person. I wouldn't, at least I don't remember saying not to listen to someone. But I would probably just go something like, I don't listen to that person, but not say, listen, you guys should go listen to Max. I'm all for calling people imbeciles, calling people idiots, shills. I'm all for that. I'm for bullying, but I'm not for censoring. Do we agree on that?
It's just one of the circumstances in which you just kind of, if you feel like listening to somebody, take their perspective into keep, that's something you can do. But the thing about Brett is that always just struck me odd is just, it's somebody who's had the access to a very specific league that a lot of American soccer fans online sometimes talk shit about. And he's got a paycheck to protect, in my opinion, more so than anything. So I could see where Pete would be like, yeah, just don't listen to this guy. He's a shill type of situation. So
Yeah, I think it depends on the context of what Pete said. Maybe he meant in the sense of like, let me just hit the like button for Max because I thought Max was respectful. So he didn't mention me. I was not mentioned. I'm removing the like. He didn't mention me. I don't like that. You should have mentioned me. Um, he literally lost a like because he didn't mention me. Even if I didn't say anything, still mention me. Lie about it. Who cares? Um, but I think it depends on like the context of what Pete said. If someone is saying don't listen to that guy, period, that's one thing. But someone can put the context of kind of like what you said, Chris, which is true. It's like, hey, don't really listen to that guy because he works for that specific company. Therefore, he depends on that paycheck. So as much as he wants to be honest about his opinion, doesn't mean he always can be honest about his opinion. Now, I'm not talking specifically about Max, but yes, Max will always have to defend MLS more than criticize it, right? That's what you work for. But you guys can watch and should watch whoever you want and judge it yourselves. You're all smart people. We can all figure that on our own. Frank Castor saying Pete should have Max on 11 Yanks. I agree. That would be cool. Pete and Max met in Austin, Texas, and they got along. Max is a fun guy. He's a funny guy. I just don't agree with almost every soccer take he puts out there, but he's a funny guy. Jeff Carey saying Pete was a bit mean after the game. Still love him. He was in a bad mood. Bad mood, Pete. Yeah, so Frank Castor is saying Pete was just telling us to brush off what Max is saying. Yeah, I think Pete wasn't telling people to not listen to Max. I think he was telling people not to listen to Max's take about Gio playing poorly. It could be that too. So I don't know, man. I don't feel like going back.
Interpretation can be key depending on where you're hearing it from, whether it's directly. Sometimes language does get lost on Twitter. More often than not, like language and context can get lost on Twitter because you can have a whole stream talking about something. You can clipped out of context to a certain extent, have that put on social media, and then people are just kind of going off that clip rather than the full sort of context before and after. Though sometimes there are situations where somebody's take is literally exactly what they meant to, and they're just being stupid. So it's a case by case basis.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, and then Jack Helms is saying would be funny, AF, if L3 gets 6 points and still gets group. Which, by the way, if I bring up the group, it's possible. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it is possible. Let me bring up here. I'll put the group here. Let's see.
Because if everybody beats Jamaica at this point, Ecuador's done it, Mexico's done it, and then if Venezuela does it against them, then it's basically the top teams with 6 points. But then again, it's a situation too where it would depend on how this game fares out as well. Whether like for every team having 6 points, but.
Yeah, essentially, when you look at this table here, or the Group B, if Mexico wins today, and if they do, it looks like the score will be tight. That's what it looks like. And then they simply lose to Ecuador, and Venezuela defeats Jamaica. Mexico could be out on goal differential very easily.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that could be the scenario here, because to me, in particular, it's a situation in which I do think Ecuador is a better team than Mexico. And even though Venezuela is a team that is very defense first. Most of their games tend to be 0-0 or 1-0 bore fests. They could do it against Jamaica, and then that's a Ecuador, Venezuela going through first and second type of situation. So,
I mean, they're legit soccer terrorists, Venezuela, and hopefully that doesn't get taken out of context.
they're at least talented in that aspect of playing the sort of boring style. It's not like Peru and Bolivia who have to be super physical and still end up sucking. So there is that.
Yeah, there's a few players. Savarino's a good Botafogo player. Soteldo has played well in Brazil for multiple years with Santos, Grêmio nowadays. So there is some quality. Rondon is not that bad either, the center forward that plays in Mexico. Venezuela, I'll say this. They're better than they used to be. Because they used to be Bolivia,
trash.
Essentially. Yeah, Bolivia.
They were Bolivia without the altitude for the longest time. And then, like, that narrative's changed over the past 5-6 years, which is still crazy to me. Like, growing up in Brazil, anytime that we got Venezuela in a Copa America, we're like, oh, this is a cakewalk. We're going to beat them 3-0, no problem. But it's not like that anymore. They're actually good.
Yeah.
They play a boring style, but they're good.
Yeah, they have to play to their strengths, right? And they're very self-aware that they're not the best team out there. But they are also aware that they have enough quality to punish you if you make a mistake. Unlike Bolivia. Like the US made so many mistakes against Bolivia, they just couldn't punish. They're so bad.
Yes. And I guess somebody I think just said right now, Mexico in a rebuild era. I do agree, and that's why I kind of like Jaime Lozano making the call of using this Copa America to go, all right, let's bring in a bunch of new guys that haven't had that many caps, much experience with it, and let's get them that experience, because we can't depend on Mano Ochoa or Chucky Lozano and all those other guys forever. Like, at this point, they're at the point of retirement rather than actually playing consistent minutes for a Mexico national team. It's just that this generation of Mexican players may not be all that good. And sometimes that happens. I mean, we're talking about Brazil being, not good in the past couple or so years outside of Neymar. So,
wait, you think Mexico's not good? I think they're terrible. I'm certain.
I'm trying to put a somewhat positive spin into this tack, even though you are the Mexico hater in this chat at this particular moment.
Don't worry. It's going to be very hard for you to out-hate me on El Tri.
This is true. I saved that treatment for Argentina, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, I really don't like Argentina far more. If it's Mexico and Argentina, I might root for Mexico. I might actually do. I know they would be unbearable, but I can't have Argentina.
They're somehow less unbearable than Argentinian fans, and we both know this.
Oh yeah,
we both know this.
Well, also less racist too than Argentina fans.
Somehow,
sadly,
yeah.
Somehow, yes. It's sadly true. But there are good odds of Argentina and Mexico playing in the quarterfinals, because as you look in the group right now, Mexico finishing in second is a reality, because again, it can happen. The overall point we're making here is we don't know who we'll root for, but anyhow, if Mexico and Argentina play each other, I might actually go to Houston, because it'll be in Houston, because that would be the biggest hate watch in hate watch history. It would be crazy. I wouldn't know who to hate more.
I think it's a situation where you're going there to do one of those Abel Ferreira-esque devil packs to make sure that a meteor falls on that arena, ensuring that there is no winner to that game. Just full hatred.
Javi, just one thing here from Javi saying, "Oh, thanks for calling us racist. Appreciate it, man." Javi, I don't know which country you're talking about, if it's Mexico or Argentina. We talked about Argentina, and obviously when we talk about Argentina, not every Argentina person or citizen or anyone is racist. I have Fede, for example, is a dear friend of mine from Argentina, great guy. But historically, Argentina has been extremely racist against Brazilians. Okay, like by historically, I mean every year. But of course, it's not the whole population. Of course, far from that. It's actually usually a minority in most countries, but it's been the case multiple times with Argentina and Brazilians. I even saw that in the 2014 World Cup when Argentina fans were there in Rio de Janeiro for the final. Experienced that myself, saw it, how they behave among us. Why are they like that? I don't know. I have my theories, but I'll keep that to myself. Um, and Mexico and Argentina, biggest rival. They're not rivals, guys. They're not rivals. Like, I know Mexico fans take it as a rivalry, and Mexico, to be fair, does give Argentina a hard time, and you guys had some epic battles. But I don't think Argentina fans see this as a rivalry. Do you think they do, Chris? I don't think they do.
I think I'd argue that they see England as bigger rivals than they would Mexico, and that's because of the whole Falkland Islands situation. So
they're saying Mexicans hate Salvadorians. What's your point, Filippo? What's my point? I don't know. They hate them. Why do they hate them? I don't have a point. I don't know what's my point. I don't know. Why do they hate each other? Why does Mexico and El Salvador hate each other? I honestly don't know why they do. But I would like to find out. I'd like to know. I can ask Jay. But anyhow, second half's about to start very soon. It's funny because when you look at the XGs of the first half, just to change the topic a little bit, because I don't feel like talking about that shit anymore. I want to talk about the game. Mexico had a 1.23 XG against a 0.14 for Venezuela. If you only look at that, it almost looks like Mexico was dominant. More possession, over 1 XG above Venezuela. But I don't know, man. I watched that first half, and I thought it was pretty even.
I think it's just the situation. I do think they ranked that Santi chance on the XG side a little bit higher because it was on target compared to Venezuela's chance where it hit the post. So it technically isn't like a shot on target, all things considered, just considered a shot on goal. So, but I mean, Mexico, they've had some of the better chances in this first half. They just haven't been able to do anything with it. And Venezuela is just playing their usual game of defensive, concise, and just making sure other teams can't get to their goal. So again, this is the sort of game where expecting a boring 0-0 draw or a 1-0 win or loss, depending on who it is not out of it's not out of the realm, I should say.
And CF is saying the average Argentinian fan's name is Augusto Sanchez. I don't even know if I can say that name on YouTube without getting like a demonetization.
It starts with an H. Let's skip it after that.
Yeah, I'll skip that name because I don't know, man. I don't know. Augusto Sanchez Voldemort, and he has a mysterious German grandfather. Yeah, man. I'm trying not to get in trouble here. So I'll skip that. But thank you for the super chat. Joe Obandu saying, I'm watching the game with my girlfriend. She's Mexican. I'm Costa Rican. Hate watching in the down low. Look, at least you two have each other. Hopefully she understands that pretty much everyone in CONCACAF hate watches Mexico. So Jeff Carey saying, I spent time in both countries. They hate each other, but all South Americans hate Argentina. That is true. The entire continent of South America does not like Argentina. And then Jeff said, Brazilian chicks are hot. So Jeff is just attracted to everyone. That's what we found out today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation which, hey, Jeff, do what you got to do. There is our friend here, our Venezuelan American that's on the chat, basically asking me to tell you that calling Venezuela a soccer terrorist is a huge L take as a Venezuelan American fan, and also you broke his heart. So, rip in pieces, unfortunately.
I call look, soccer terrorism is not specific to one nation. It's any team, national team, or club that plays anti-soccer. If you play anti-soccer or negative soccer, you are a soccer terrorist. And the way Venezuela plays is the definition of soccer terrorism. It has nothing to do with the country. Don't take it personal. It has to do with how they play. And by definition, until someone can actually prove otherwise to myself, this is soccer terrorism. But the second half just started. Here's the Euro bracket. Spain versus Georgia, the great state of Georgia, representing the United States. Germany versus Denmark, Portugal, and oh crap, is that Slovakia or Slovenia?
It's Slovenia.
Slovenia, and then France and Belgium. I'm going to go back to the game here, but just real quick. Spain, Germany, Portugal, and France, to me, are the top 4 title contenders, and they're all on one side of the bracket, while they put England on the other side, obviously, to try to see if England can make it to the final. We'll see.
Typical.
Yes. We'll see. But Tax says Venezuela is a good team. Yeah. Guys, being a soccer terrorist doesn't mean you're a bad team. It doesn't mean you're a bad team. I'll be honest with you. Palmeiras, my team, we're very often soccer terrorists, but it's still a very good team.
This is true.
Yes.
Between Talk and I, we've watched enough Palmeiras games to go, good Lord, as a neutral, I would hate watching these games so much, but it gets results. So what can we say?
Portugal played reserves against the great state of Georgia. Portugal played reserves.
Really, I mean, at the same time, though, they still did get smacked 2-0, and Georgia has some up-and-coming players there as a whole, so I could see them doing something against Spain.
Yeah, maybe playing in transition. Spain sometimes just struggles to score a lot. So maybe something like that. But yeah, you guys get a lot of things confused. When I call a team soccer terrorist, it doesn't mean it's a bad team. It just means they play negative soccer. Which honestly, a lot of the teams that play negative soccer are bad, but not all of them. Venezuela is a good team, decent team. Okay, I gotta get chewing gum here because it helps me stay awake. Yeah, Tuchel won Champions League being a soccer terrorist.
He technically won a Club World Cup out terrorisming Abel Ferreira, to be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm. It was a terrorist battle.
It really was. Ooh, interesting super chat that came across their attack whenever you do get to it.
Is Berhalter a soccer terrorist?
Yes.
It is an interesting question because the U.S. doesn't really play negative soccer if you think about it. He tries to play progressive soccer. He tries to hold possession, but due to the fact that the U.S., every time we play, most of the time, it's horrible, I would say Berhalter qualifies as a soccer terrorist, not because he's a legit terrorist, but just incompetence. Just incompetence. For example, let's say Berhalter is like fixing his car and it blows up in the street or something. That could be called an act of terrorism. But he's not really a terrorist, right? It was an accident. So that's probably what it would be with the U.S. men's national team. He has good intentions, but yeah, he becomes a soccer terrorist. Zach, do you still watch Orlando City? It's been a pain. Yes, I do watch Orlando City. Well, during Copa America right now, I haven't been watching. I've been following the results. But it's been such a mediocre season. I said we had to fire Oscar Pareja. Oh, Soteldo.
Yeah, almost. That's really that's their first shot on target, I think, too, on top of it. Good chance.
Unless you count the post.
Yeah, like not counting the post, but I mean like the technical definition of a shot on target. I think this would be the first one. Like that the game would count as a stat and what have you. But
Oh, nice turn from Soteldo. What a
they're
pass.
starting to look a little more dangerous now so far into this one.
Yeah, they're trying to attack. Tavarino blocked. That would be a corner. No, saved. Watch if Mexico.
That looked like he went out for a corner, but oh well.
Oh, Savarino was subbed out. Oh no, I lost my bet.
Rip.
Not bet. The pick, the underdog pick.
Your fantasy game did not go well for you. You lost.
I lost it. Yeah. Well, everything else is working. Santi Jimenez got a shot on target, and Rafael Romo has to concede less than 2 goals.
So, I think somebody asked about good transfer spots for Gio and Weston, I think, in this off season here. I think I just saw that one come across from a Devi Patel. Might as well answer that since this game has been kind of a little bit boring. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Gio try something somewhere, maybe like Real Sociedad comes to mind, since David Silva just retired after that whole ACL tear. He could be a fairly good replacement for him there. You could try Portugal, Benfica, or Porto maybe as well. That's a possibility.
Yeah, I think he needs to take a step down and go somewhere where he fits the team and actually plays. It's hard to like pick an actual team.
Hell, would Monaco take him and pair him up with Balogun? That could be a thing too.
Would he start over like Golovin or what's his name?
That would be the question. Yeah, that would be the question, whether he would start over Minamino or if they, kind of have him in the same role that he's been with Forest in the last 6 months.
McKennie is useful for multiple teams because of his skill set, but he needs to be in shape.
Yeah, definitely. I do think in any of these spots he would get more playing time than what he is now, obviously, and that's the big thing for Gio. Ooh, yeah,
that was close. Oh, Venezuela's heating up in Mexico.
Yeah, they're actually starting to whatever adjustments they made on halftime, they're working so far. Like Mexico's looking a little bit lost in transition and on the defensive end.
Well,
couple timely blocks are probably the reason why it's not 1-0 right now.
Well, both plays, Mexico gave too much time and space to Soteldo. That's their most technical player, the most creative player.
Yeah.
Oh. 53, cross goes in, cleared. Yeah, Mexico. Oh, okay, over the crossbar. Mexico is getting put on a corner here. Gio stay in Dortmund. He can stay in Dortmund. Terzic did leave. He can give Dortmund another shot. Try if they want to play him. Who knows, guys? The thing, it's fun to speculate, but the whole thing of finding a player, club for us, it's a lot of work. Have to actually dive into clubs we don't watch. I'm just gonna wait and see, and hopefully, whenever he chooses the team, I'll dive into that team. I just hope he makes a good decision. That's something that his agent in the Reina camp have to work on. Find the right club. And Mexico tries to go Santi Jimenez. Another bad dude. Santi Jimenez is not good. No one can convince me otherwise.
Santi is kind of in that same situation that Vinicius Jr. is with Brazil, where his club form is great, but his national team form is just trash.
Yeah, but
there's enough of a sample size there now at this point too for that to
be pointed out. It's also the league he plays in too, right? Like Vinicius is questionable because he's playing well in the Champions League. Santi's playing well in the Eredivisie, and that's a very sketchy league. Oh, penalty kick for Venezuela. L3 pack watch. Watch.
Yeah, that's up and out. And good on Venezuela. They've been forcing it. Their adjustments so far in this half have been getting this Mexico defense shaken up completely. And we're kind of seeing an effect of that here.
Yeah, it was loading, man. And is he off? No.
That was such a great pass too. And then at that point, it was just a matter of positioning.
Oh yeah, that's a foul.
I get it. I get it with Quinones. Maybe that is a penalty you would take, considering the possibility of a scoring chance, but just
no, it was a stupid penalty because he had a teammate already coming in there to block it.
Oh no, I'm seeing the replay now. You're absolutely right. Yeah, 7 was coming in on that, so that's just
it was stupid.
Okay, Quinones just did something dumb. Then again, that's not the first time he's done something dumb in a national kit.
Jeff Carey saying, Tack, you and Pete should try to bring Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano, I've talked to him before on Twitter. He follows me. We've DM'd each other.
Nice.
But like, what would I bring him for? He's not going to break news on my channel. So what do I bring him for? He's not going to come here and just say, Weston McKennie to Aston Villa. Here we go. He's not going to do it on my channel. So I don't know what I would bring him for. Because he would talk about the rumors that he already tweeted, right?
Yeah,
That's what he would talk about. He's not going to come to Tactical Manager TV to break like a big transfer. Okay, Venezuela, let's go. Let's get the lead. Oh boy,
what
L3.
happens here?
Let's go, Venezuela. Let's go. Is it Rondon? Yeah, captain. Come on. 56 minutes. We got another 30 plus, a little bit over 30 minutes to go. Rondon, go. Venezuela's up. This is such a good hate watch. It's going so well. I'm loving it. I am loving it. This is my favorite stream so far.
Taco's just here like, I'm finally feeling joy after the U.S. disappointed against Bolivia, and then Brazil just disappointed the shit out of us both.
This feels... Dude, Mexico going against Ecuador needing a win. They're going,
that's gonna be good.
Home. They're probably going home.
And they both need a win on this one. So that's going to make that game really interesting. But then again, not a lot of people gave Venezuela a shot, and yet here they are, just another 30 or so minutes away from qualifying to the quarterfinals of the Copa America.
In first, probably. Avoiding Argentina. They might make it to the semifinals. Actually, you see?
Yeah. If they avoid Argentina, if they're getting second place in Group A, that's a possibility where they go to the semis.
Canada will beat Venezuela in the quarters, and my prediction will come to life.
We'll see. Because right now, the final matchup, it's going to be what? Argentina versus Peru, and then Chile versus Canada, right? For the third round?
Canada has to tie Chile to advance in second.
Okay, yeah, so it's Canada versus Chile. So that game is going to matter basically for who gets second place. Got it.
Yes, but Canada has a draw advantage, so they can
go
through.
Yeah. Chile needs to win. Canada, they can draw that one and they'll go through.
And Chile hasn't scored a goal yet. Chile has looked good defensively, but they haven't scored a single
they've
goal.
Been trash, yeah.
Exactly. And Canada doesn't need a score. They just need to not let Chile score.
So
Teodo, ooh.
That's almost a chance there again.
Dude,
and
Mexico is getting completely outplayed now in the second half.
Bit of a head-to-head clash there in the box. Oh no, yeah. Somebody just pointed out that this is probably around the time in which the chants are going to start coming every goal kick.
Oh boy, this is actually so funny. I tweeted this earlier today. I said if Mexico didn't win today, I don't think they'll go through. They'll get grouped. Because looking at the table now, let me pull up the table and just look at it. I believe they are in third place with this result. And
this puts them in third, yeah.
Yes, so Ecuador just needs a draw to eliminate Mexico.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. If Mexico went against Ecuador needing a draw, possible. But needing to win, I don't see it. Because Ecuador would have beat Venezuela if it wasn't for Ener Valencia.
If it wasn't for Ener Valencia, because they were leading that game 1-0 in the first half.
They scored man down.
Yes, exactly. Like the only reason Venezuela scored 2 goals for the first time in a while was because there was a man down situation. Normally, these sort of 1-0 games are kind of their bread and butter, to be completely honest. But yeah, like Mexico going into a must-win situation against a good Ecuador team, boy, that's tough.
Mr. Krabs, this is a good question. He's saying if this result stands, Jamaica's not out yet. Nope. If this result stands, Jamaica is 100% out. The only scenario where Jamaica could go through is if Venezuela lost, because then they can beat Venezuela, they can get 3 points, and then they would need one of the teams to win the other game so that everyone stays with 3. So, and one with 6. So this result right now eliminates Jamaica. Because you got to understand, Mexico and Ecuador have 3 points, Jamaica has 0. And in the
Yes.
Mexico versus Ecuador matchup, someone will get points or both will get a point, and then Jamaica can't catch up. So Jamaica right now is eliminated. Steven Spada, would first or second be a better result for the U.S. men's national team? Steven,
Neither. It's going to be
don't-
tough nonetheless.
yeah, like the U.S. will probably play Colombia and Brazil. As of now, it looks like Colombia is a tougher task, but we talked about this before. People are shitting on Brazil and talking crap about Brazil. Brazil can very well go and beat Colombia next week, and then everyone's going to change the narrative because that's how this sport works. So I honestly want the U.S. to finish first. I just think it's a good accomplishment, good for the morale of the team, but it doesn't really matter too much because Group D has 2 title contenders in it. Okay, and that'll be a...
That's
So
a
Mexico-
Venezuela.
Mexico got grouped in the World Cup, and then now they're getting grouped, or they might get grouped. Well, they are getting grouped technically because they're in 3rd place. That was a really, really stupid penalty kick. Okay, Mexico with the ball. 62 minutes. We got less than 30 minutes to go. Tack, would you take Ronald Koeman for the U.S. men's national team? Frank, over Berhalter? Of course. I know Koeman is not good, but over Berhalter? Yes. My goodness. I'll take a freaking dog over Berhalter at this point and let the players coach. So, yes, I would. I would take Ronald Koeman. It wouldn't be my preferred choice. Here comes
Then
Mexico.
somebody's asking whether the Uruguay USA game would be open with lots of scoring from both sides.
They're asking me that?
Yes, it was
we need to wait and see like what would each team need in that game.
right, because it is the very last game of the round. I keep forgetting. I thought it would have been the second. So
Yeah, it just depends on what do these teams need. If they need a draw, like if they both are already qualified, maybe they'll even rest some players. So I don't know. It just really depends. And there's a fight. Alexis Vega and Navarro.
Navarro took a flop there, admittedly.
Yeah.
He took the pro wrestling approach of just selling the shove outright. But I think, to me, it feels like a situation in which if Uruguay and the US win tomorrow and the game is for winning the group outright, then yeah, I could see them going all out. But if it's a situation where somebody wins and somebody draws and kind of determines first and second right off the bat, then at that point I could see starters getting rested on both sides of the spectrum. So
yeah, it's very complicated to predict that because we don't know. Like, let's say the United States ties Panama tomorrow, then all of a sudden this is a much different game for the US, right?
yeah,
Where the US is going to play Uruguay at least needing a draw, so the US might take a much more defensive approach, be a bit more careful with the game. It just depends. Like, I'm assuming Uruguay will beat Bolivia.
yeah. Again, Bolivia is just bad. As much as I like Antonio Carlos Zago when he was a player, especially for us at Palmeiras back in the 90s, just as a manager, his track record in recent years hasn't really been all that good. So, and that Bolivia team is still a team that is in dire need of pretty much a little bit of everything, and to learn how to play at sea level too. There is that. So
yeah. Well, Antonio Carlos Zago wanted Bolivia to play in even a higher altitude than La Paz, which they do have.
I get it for training purposes, but at the same time, you can train on high altitude all you want, but if your players can't get it done at sea level, that just goes to show how bad you are, like as a collective unit.
Yeah, they can't even tie. It's just Terrible. But McRyan is saying T-minus 5 minutes until trash is thrown and gay chants rain down. We'll see. We'll see. They do usually happen, but I think they'll be in their best behavior today. But I wouldn't really, put money on
I hope
that.
they don't. I hope they don't, but I'll be annoyed as hell if they do, as per usual. Just
Ruben is saying Max mentions 11 Yanks at 12:50 or so in the video.
which
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
see during halftime.
We reacted to it. We're saying, Tack, which nation you think has the worst fans? Vex, it depends on what you mean by worst fans. You mean like worst fans in terms of like culture, cheering, on behavior, fights? What do you mean by worse? Because
Yeah.
if you're going to say worse in terms of like creating a good atmosphere and rooting for the team, the US is one of the worst ones that I've experienced, at least, if you're going to put that. But the US fans are fairly well behaved. So I don't know. Depends on what you mean by that.
And Nye Michael's asking if I'm a USMNT fan. No, I'm solely a Brazil fan on my side of the spectrum, but because I live here in the US and have done so for quite some time, I'm familiar with the USMNT because that's sort of the main coverage when international soccer is involved here. So I know I'm familiar with the names and with some of the moments and stuff of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Most toxic fan base. They're saying Mexico and England. Don't the Brits just get drunk and fight each other?
That's the Balkans, to be completely honest with you, more so than anybody. No, like the Balkans are just like intense in every aspect of fandom there. Like these are folks that could, if they could define football as like a mean of just going to war with each other on the literal sense outside of the field, they'd go for it.
Yeah, it's how they let it all out.
Like if you have like from a neutral standpoint, it's always a situation where it's like anytime that you see something like a Greece or Turkey or Albania versus Serbia game come up, you're like, oh shit, here we go again. Riots are gonna break out in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, here comes Quinones. Flick. Oh, what a save. What a save from the Venezuelan goalkeeper. And Mexico's calling for penalty kick. Saying he was pushed.
They should have done a better job on that. That should have been a header outright that they should have done a better job on. Like that cross was actually good. It's just they couldn't finish.
Okay, corner kick here for Mexico.
Also, yes, for Mr. Krabs who said, have you seen fans in Indonesia? I have. They're also nuts. Like
Really?
Southeast
Indonesia?
Asia is pretty crazy in their own right too. Like Indonesia, Thailand, there's a couple places they do get pretty crazy as well.
Okay, throw in for Mexico here. Minute 68. We're almost there. One more minute. Or less than a minute, a couple seconds. Mexico's starting to hit desperation mode now. And we've done it, everyone. We're at minute 69. Nice. We've hit it. We hit it. Minute 69.
Just as a Mexican cross goes wide for a goal kick. Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. We hit minute 69. As always, I appreciate all of you for making it here to minute 69. That's what we live for. That's why we do these streams. The goal is always to hit minute 69. And then whether or not I'll continue the stream after it depends on how the game is going. But we've done it. We've done it.
We'll see where it is from there.
Oh, no way.
Well,
They're starting the minute. I think they did the chant at minute 69.
Yep, they did. They very much did.
They did the chant at minute
Not
69.
Nice. Not nice.
Not nice.
Not nice at all.
Not nice. You guys are not being nice. Really, at minute 69, out of all the minutes. But everyone, make sure to drop a like in the video if you haven't already. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, I'm going to put it right now, actually, his handle in the description. It's Brazilian Fury. Okay, it'll be in the description.
Yeah.
No, but it's easier because they can click on it.
Oh, yeah, searching. Right. I keep forgetting. Yeah. that there is that facet that YouTube at least lets you tag creators like on the
Yeah.
ad portion when you're doing the description.
Yeah, if you guys refresh the stream and then you click in the description, Chris's channel will be there, Brazilian Fury. Or you can just look it up, Brazilian Fury, Brazilian with an
Yeah.
S. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, ref will get Mexico back in the game. Just watch. Mr. Krabs, this ain't CONCACAF. It's a Brazilian ref. It's CONMEBOL. If anything, they will favor CONMEBOL teams. I don't think the ref's going to help Mexico. Jared Fletcher saying Bielsa will go for it. Most likely.
That is his brand, to be completely honest.
Yeah, his brand is he doesn't need the win, but he's going to go all in for it to get the win with a lot of goals. So yeah, and who knows? Uruguay could play subs, rest some players against the US, and those subs might go all in because they want to, become starters. Sometimes these games playing against subs, it's even worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, DK saying I looked up Brazilian furry and got something totally different. I'm like, yeah, you put the extra R. That's how that happens. That's not on me, buddy.
Fury. We're not looking for a furry Brazilian. I mean, Jeff might be looking for a furry Brazilian, but that's not what you're looking.
That might be That might be Jeff's wheelhouse, but not mine particularly, personally.
Yes,
but you do what you got to do. Fury. We're not judging. We're not judging here. We're just pointing out the semantics.
And here comes Mexico with the ball down the right flank, and obviously they get nothing out of it because they never do. Goal kick for Venezuela. I don't know, man. If I was an L3 fan, I would be very concerned right now because it's not looking good.
The person that mentioned whether we could do dual commentary, the problem is my feed and talks are like different. I think mine's a couple seconds ahead of him, so I just don't want to mess up that flow. Anyways,
Random
does
is
Mexico
saying,
go from here if they
get grouped? Well, they're gonna fire Jimmy Lozano for sure. But where do they go? Like, this is their national team, guys. We've been talking about this for a year. 3 years ago, Chris, there was this crazy guy on Twitter and on YouTube that said L3 was finished and it was only going to get worse from there. That crazy guy was me. And I got called a hater. I got called everything.
I remember.
They're terrible. Look, you can change the coach, and sure, if you get a good coach, maybe a few results will be better here and there. But the team is just not good. Like, all the hopes were on this player, Santi Jimenez, and he's been terrible. He's been getting opportunities. He's been getting goal-scoring opportunities. He's been getting service. Like, sure, change the coach and it'll be better, but I think Mexico legitimately has a player problem.
Again, I think it comes down to a situation of the first place that they're going, it's going to be the 2026 World Cup. They are one of the hosts. They are automatically qualified. They'll just play a bunch of friendlies to partake in it. But it just feels like if they get grouped in 2026, buddy, that rebuild had better be good over the next 10 years, because otherwise you will never hear the end of it. Never.
Yeah, but here's the thing about rebuilds in national teams. When you talk about a rebuild in a team, you make signings. National teams, you have the players that you have. You can only rebuild a national team if you have young talent coming up. I don't see that with Mexico. If anything, they used to be youth tournament merchants, and they're not even that anymore. And Christopher's asking, what's more embarrassing, losing to Qatar or this? Losing to Qatar, because Venezuela.
Qatar is worse.
Yeah, because Qatar is like the Qatari national team is shit. I'm sorry, they're terrible.
And here's the funniest thing, real quick talk about the Qatar team. The coach that they lost to in Qatar at that time is now Ecuador's coach. So that just goes to tell you that even while being the coach of the worst host World Cup team pretty much ever as of right now, he still managed to do enough to land a job in Common Bowl and with a decent team. So yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I would say Qatar.
Not a good.
Qatar is the most embarrassing one. And for anyone wondering, Mexico lost to Qatar last year in the Gold Cup. if anyone is wondering.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they have
Qatar
El
is a good.
Chavo. They have El
Oh,
Chavo on stand. Chavis.
oh boy. But yeah,
I love that TV show.
it's Qatar is good on the AFC level, but they're not like above a Japan or South Korea level, even like teams that could compete in this competition and do half decently. Like Qatar is just their cannon fodder outside of AFC, and to lose for them to beat Mexico in the way that they did is kind of just like, yeah. But yeah,
Goal
there's
kick.
a situation too where you can get upsets every now and then, as somebody pointed out with the Argentina-Saudi Arabia thing. That is true, but Mexico has just not been. I don't think it's. I wouldn't even consider their Gold Cup win this past year like a signature win. Or sorry, not Gold Cup. Was it the Nations League that they just
No,
won?
they won. They won the Gold Cup last year,
The
but
Gold Cup, okay.
the U.S. brought reserves, and the U.S. lost to Panama on penalty kick. Also, they almost lost to Panama in the final.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like Santi scored a very late
It's the
goal.
one Santi goal that I recall ever at a meaningful moment.
Well,
for
I think
Mexico.
Santi has more missed penalty kicks for Mexico than goals. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him miss 2 penalty kicks. I've only seen him score once. Let me actually
Quiñones
look
is
that up.
out. Orbelin Pineda is in. So the guy who conceded the PK earlier is done. Oh boy, goal kick for Venezuela here.
So Santi Jimenez has 4 goals for Mexico in 28
in how many
games.
caps?
28. So I can't criticize him too much. That's about the same as Vinicius.
Yeah, pretty much him. The comparison between him and Vinicius on the national team level is fair, just because something happens. Like, I'm not sure if it's just they feel too much pressure and just can't perform to the best of their abilities, if there's a mental block or what it is, but it's rough. Oh,
And then, okay, what happened? Fallen Barrett is saying L3 losing gives me life. Yes, it's always good when the rivals lose. I just hope Argentina loses at some point, but Mexico struggling here, losing. Great result to see. Love to see it. And here comes Mexico with the ball. Is it Jorge Sanchez? I don't know.
here's my question, though, because I do think Argentina, even if they roll out the reserves, they beat Peru with ease. The question is, how many red cards are Peru going to get this next game if they just decide to hack and slash like they did with the Canada game?
I don't know, but does Peru even have a shot in advancing?
No, at this point they've lost both their games. I think they're eliminated at this juncture.
No, they do have a shot because they tied the first one.
Oh wait, they drew. You're right. My apologies. Yeah, they do have that draw with Chile. So
they can advance if they win and Canada and Chile draw, or Chile wins by less of a goal. Peru can. So Peru technically it's a long shot, but they have to go for the win. Andrew's wife is mad. She walked out of the game. Yeah, just go give your wife some attention, then Andrew. She'll need it. If she's an L3 fan, she'll need.
Give her a hug, maybe a shot of tequila if she is into the drinking stuff. If not, just hugs and just
a foot massage.
Letting them know you're there. Letting them know you're there for them is the important part in these trying times.
Foot massage. There's no way you'll go wrong with that. She'll love a foot massage. Are you that much ahead of me? Because
I'm at Mexico, like 79-37 is where I'm at. I'm actually almost in time sync with the clock in and of itself.
So you are ahead of me. Let me see one thing here. Okay, let me see. And okay. Mexico trying to get
Andrew, in this case, if she's pregnant, then just hugs, a shoulder massage, all that stuff. Just make sure she's not stressed, especially for the sake of the baby.
And this goal for Mexico is crucial because if Mexico gets a goal, they can play for a draw against Ecuador. And, well, if it's a draw, I just don't see them beating Ecuador. Oh, and here comes Venezuela in transition. Okay. 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 This guy just blew by everyone. Solteldo. And his massive height.
Talk, are you watching
Venezu-
it on Are you watching it on TV, or do you have a stream as well on your side from
I
one
have
of the providers?
I have a stream.
Ah,
VIX.
gotcha. Okay.
I'm on VIX. It was the cheapest and best one. I can
Mhm.
let me refresh this and see.
Yeah,
Hold
with
on.
VIX is interesting because try to refresh it because I'm on VIX as well too, and I'm basically almost at the same amount as the timer is right now.
Yeah, but you're in California. Maybe California is from the future.
Well, yeah, Denver technically, but yeah, maybe maybe because I'm closer to where the game is, it might be that my feed might be a second or two faster. I don't know, but
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh it here and then we'll see. Okay, 81 minutes. So Mexico has roughly 10 minutes with added time to try to pull a draw here.
for Antonio
So
Banderas, yes, that is right. But on my side of the spectrum, my phone company that I'm with, they have a trial of VIX for a full year premium for free. So I'm like, all right, I'll just jump on that and use that for the Copa America and Euros, basically. Means I don't have to watch Fox coverage, which is much, much better in every facet.
oh no, I don't watch Fox. And when I have it on Fox for whatever reason, let's say I'm in my parents' place and I'm watching, and my dad has cable and I'm watching it there, I'll just mute it.
Fair. I just find it hilarious that ever since the Copa America started, the views on the Alexi Lalas video started to go back up again, which is the funniest friggin' thing.
People like to hate watch. Mexico in possession. Arteaga out wide to some nobody that I don't know. Is it Pineda? I think it's Pineda. Arteaga. Cross goes in. Nobody. Oh. Is that a hand? Was that a hand?
I'm not sure. Like from the angle, it did look like it, but I'm curious to see the replay angles for it and whether VAR's taking a look or not.
Okay, let's see. We'll see.
Dude got decked in the face, actually.
Well, maybe, but there was two shots.
Oh.
Hand.
It feels like it hit the hand. It feels like it hit the side of the hand and then the head. So
Okay,
Mexico
replay.
might have a case here.
Oh yeah, one guy got knocked out.
Yeah, but the knockout shot basically hit like the side of the hand, it looked like, and then like on the side of the temple here. So
Oh yeah, that's definitely hand. It's just a matter of
whether the position was natural or not, or however.
yes, but
it
definitely hit his hand. We'll see if the VAR calls him. Mexico needs this, man. Pexico. They're trying to they're bailing out Pexico.
A penal for Pexico. Dios mío.
No es penal. Or like well that's from the 2010 World Cup. No es penal.
No era penal. Well, it looks like they're going to check it on the screen.
They're checking Pexico.
If there's a time for you to try to reload the stream talk, this might be it.
Well, my prediction was 1-1 for this game. Oh, shoot. They called him. If they called him, it's because they probably think there's a case.
Yeah. I think, the hand is like raised. Yeah, I think the hand is raised above to where they could call that a penalty, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not a natural position. He raised it ever so slightly. So
he slapped the ball. He slapped it.
That's 100% getting called a penalty. And it's the right call, too, in that situation. Just brutally, basically.
Someone said it's a hand job and a facial. It was.
It really was. Yep.
Oh, it's also so stupid because it was going out of bounds. Holding, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down. Penalty kick.
Venezuela versus Venezuela versus Mexico.
Venezuela versus Mexico. Zachary Johnson say, Tack, how do you feel about Lula? Zachary, I'll summarize it to one thing. I do not like any politician in Brazil. I think every single one of them in one way, shape, or form has been involved with corruption. And if you ask me about Lula, if you ask me about Bolsonaro, I can give you so many issues with every single one of them.
Easily.
I think Brazil is doomed. And the only way to fix Brazil would honestly be to get rid of all the politicians that are there. I think there's a case to put every single one in prison, allegedly, and then you can start from scratch. But that's how I feel about Lula. I think he is shit.
Brazilian politics and corruption are like the equivalent of American peanut butter and jelly on a sandwich. They go hand in hand.
We complain about America, which there's a lot of issues here. Trust me, it's everything that we have here on steroids plus like extra stuff. But going on here, penalty kick for Mexico. I'm gonna try some witchcraft. Oh, they missed. They missed. They missed.
I'm sorry.
This was the greatest hate watch I've ever had.
Can a CONCACAF team get common bold? Because this is what this is right now. Mexico's getting common bold. Holy crap. Whew.
This has to be. This is the best way.
This is your greatest hate watch to date. And the ref has to call it because it hit his foot, so.
Thank you so much, L3. Thank you so much. This is the best hate watch I've ever had. Because it's not only them losing, it's like the way they're losing, right? That's the main thing of it. It's so good to watch.
So yeah, one of my hosts in a podcast that I guest in every so often asked me, "Can you get CONCACAF in a common bowl competition before the penalty kick?" He responded with "whoops" after the penalty miss, and I just went, "No, but you can have a CONCACAF team get common bowled." So
yes,
this is what's happening right now. This is a common bowling.
Oh, this is so good. It would have been nice for me to get my prediction right because I did say 1-1, and I would have if Mexico wasn't so bad. But
Haiti
honestly,
triumphs overall.
I honestly, after the U.S. with Berhalter all these years and Brazil shitting the bed consistently as well, I needed this. The thing is, the way it's going, watch Mexico tie this.
It would be ironic, to be honest, if they did out of open play, but
I mean, it would also, if they still tie the game, it's still not a good result. They still go to the Ecuador game, but then they would need a draw, which is doable. But honestly, watching the games of Mexico, Jamaica, Ecuador, and Venezuela and Ecuador are the two best teams in this group. They're the two best teams. Mexico and Jamaica have not looked good.
They really haven't.
Okay, here comes Mexico again. Long ball. We're about to hit minute 90.
My question now is how much time they're going to give between the two penalties and then the VAR check, obviously. Okay, 6 from the looks of it here.
AH is saying golden generation of Euro bench warmers that barely beats Mexico. So you're talking about the U.S. I wouldn't say the U.S. barely beats Mexico. I would say it's been fairly easy, actually, to be fair. I wouldn't call it bear. I would say the golden generation of Euro players that a lot of them are bench warmers. That is true. That easily beats Mexico.
Ooh.
The U.S. has been consistently beating Mexico with ease. It hasn't been tough, man. You watch the games, right, Chris? It hasn't really been tough at all.
Really hasn't. And just watching Mexico get common bowled
Oh
in
my
real
God! Did he
time
just
is
waste?
something
Oh
else.
my God! They're wasting so many chances. This is too good. This is so good. Ah, the picanha later is gonna taste better, man. Oh, and you may be wondering, like, do you eat picanha every day? Yeah, almost every day.
If
Ah,
you
the
can get a
picanha.
good if you can get a good price for it on a place that sells really good quality stuff like they do over there in Orlando, yeah, I don't blame you one bit for going for it every single night.
$8 a pound. I think it's fair.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's what we get here. $8 a pound. It's delicious. I always buy it. I love. There was a month I
Also,
only ate picanhas. Turtle saying, "Is it too harsh to say Santi wouldn't even be a top 10 forward in MLS?" I mean, the amount of goals he scored in the Eredivisie, he probably would score that amount in MLS too. I would say probably more. The Eredivisie is better than MLS, so I think he would be a top 10 forward in MLS. He would be. I would say. Okay, 92 minutes. So we got 4 minutes left because the ref added 6 minutes. Mexico in complete desperation mode. Just one thing to make it clear: Mexico is still well alive in the Copa America. Okay, they're not being eliminated. They just have to
no,
win the last game. So they still only depend upon themselves. And if they win, they're through. If they tie, they're out with this result. So they're still in it. It's not like
it's just they're making it tough on themselves by getting into an elimination game against Ecuador where it's a must-win situation rather than a, hey, we can play for a boring draw here and still get through type of situation.
And then Fallen Barrett is saying L3 giving their fans hope every few minutes is the best part. Yeah, the way they're losing is the funniest thing because they're actually creating some great chances towards the end. They had a penalty kick. They just had a great goal scoring opportunity, but they just are so wasteful. So wasteful. They if we're being completely honest, they kind of deserve to tie this game, right? If we're being honest here. But soccer is a fair sport. Like you just gotta score. Like it doesn't matter how many chances you create. It's all about scoring.
And it was a really bad penalty that they took on top of it too. Like that penalty was just not good.
Yeah. And then Zachary Johnson saying Brazil needs Neymar. 100%. That's Brazil's best player. Still,
You're telling us
surprisingly.
you're telling both of us Brazilians that they need Neymar. It's like, tell us something we don't know.
Yeah. Love or hate Neymar, he's still the best Brazilian player. So we definitely
Pretty
need it.
much.
69 seconds left. Yes, nice.
Nice.
Okay, Mexico with the ball. They're desperation mode here. Desperation mode. And Venezuela, 2 games, 2 wins. Who would have thought? I thought they could surprise, but I didn't expect it to be this much. Because they're
My
pretty much
haters
locked
guide
in.
is just making me look like a genius right now for calling that they would make it into quarterfinals at least.
By the way, everyone, go check out his haters guide video for the Copa America at Brazilian Fury. The link is in the description of this video. Go check it out. Good video.
It's fun. We poke fun of people, do a little bit of hating. Never a bad thing. Oh,
No, I told this to people because I'm a professional hater. But if you're part of any sports community, like a legit passionate sports community, it's like 90% hating, 10% loving. Oh my God, Mexico wasted another one.
Venezuela is just playing their game right now, just playing tough defense and not letting anything through. And Mexico is edging their fans at this point. It's nuts.
They just don't want to score. Oh my goodness. 1 minute to go. Another corner for Mexico. Oh, Mexico is they're just flaccid today. They're just flaccid, man. That's what it is. Oh no. Tim Sim is saying, what a time to be alive when a baseball country that gave us Miggy Cabrera and Jose Altuve is kicking butt in soccer. I don't know who Miggy Cabrera and Jose Altuve are, but I'm pretty sure
Both
they're what,
baseball players.
legends?
Yes, Cabrera is definitely one of the best Venezuelan players to come around in years, and Altuve has won, I think, 2 World Series rings with Houston at this point, so he's kind of on his way to that. Though the Houston situation is a story in and of itself to explain at a later time. But yes, these are both Venezuelans.
Venezuelan baseball, man, Mexico is so wasteful.
I'm kind of realizing the other reason for me to be on these streams. I'm like your other sports translator at this point, Talk, for the stuff that you don't watch.
Yeah, I only watch this. I only watch soccer and basketball. Is that game or a fight? Do they call it a game?
Seems like it's just an argument going on right now. And yeah, like arguably baseball is more popular in Venezuela than soccer is. Like they're very, very good at it.
Yeah, Mexico just El3 fans just have to come to terms that this generation is terrible. And they can change the coach. And we talked about this earlier in the stream. It can have an impact. Coaching does matter. But this team is just so bad that I don't think whoever they get is just going to continue to suck. It doesn't really matter. And then Lobsman Jr. is saying LMFAO Mexico. Yeah, I'm laughing. I'm laughing my ass off here because the odds of them getting grouped is big. And here's the thing. At this point, the best case scenario for Mexico is finishing second, which means they play, if they advance, Argentina. So even if they advance, they just killed up. So game is over. Mexico loses to Venezuela 1-0. And like we just said right now, Mexico will have to go to the last game. They have to defeat Ecuador to advance. And even if they do that, they'll probably advance in second because Venezuela will pull at least a point against Jamaica. So best case scenario for Mexico is they go to the quarterfinals and they play Argentina, where they could have played Chile or Canada. So Mexico had a good path to the semis. Ain't happening. Who has the good path? Dude, we might have Canada or Venezuela in the semis. One or another.
I fully believe it now at this point. Again, like Fernando Batista is a great manager. Like it shows with how he's been bringing this Venezuela team up to this level. It's not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but it gets results. And 2 games in Copa America, they're going to likely advance this first place at this point, which I don't think anybody had in their bingo card. So
no. I had Venezuela battling Mexico for the second spot and Ecuador in first, but it looks like Venezuela will finish first and Mexico and Ecuador will battle a tremendous game this Sunday. We'll be doing a live watch along for that one as well. Big game on Sunday. Mexico and Ecuador. That's going to be a fun one because Mexico will have to go all in to attack, and Ecuador is dangerous in transition. And Felix Sanchez that you talked about, he is known for being a transition coach.
Yes.
He likes to play on the counterattack. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. And then before you go, Fallen Barrett is saying, when they get grouped, what will be the excuses? They don't make up excuses, L3 fans. They just kind of disappear for a few months, and then out of nowhere, Mexico pulls like a draw against Germany or something, and they come back and like, we're back and we're good. That's usually what happens. But everyone, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. Subscribe. We'll be doing live watch-alongs tomorrow for the U.S., Brazil on Friday, Mexico on Sunday. And thank you, Underdog Fantasy, for sponsoring the stream. If you want to play Underdog Fantasy, the link is in the description of this video. And Chris's channel is also in the description of this video, Brazilian Fury. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great night. Ciao.
Ciao.